everyone. Welcome to the chair. I think are you in a chair tonight?
Yeah, we are. Yeah,
we are.
Again,
I think we should just name this the purple chair.
Yeah.
That's what but technically, again, I'm going to reiterate, if you put them together, it becomes love seats. So the purple love seats, get some cup holders, kick up the recline. I don't know if you've ever had reclining love seats, but
oh my God, when it just flips right up, love that. The feet just go right up, and then it actually goes. Then it goes back, right? So you're basically like this, the whole body.
Yeah. I think we should name this the purple love seat. It's still gonna be branded as a purple couch, but we're just gonna name it the purple love seat because we are purple love seat at a distance.
I might have to go out and see if I can legit find a purple love seat.
I know someone on the Herren Project staff does have a purple couch, so I feel like we should put it in the office and start recording at the office.
Cool.
I think that could work. Anyways, thank you for coming to today's episode. My name's Izzy B.
I'm Eric D.
I got it right that time.
Look at that rhyme. Izzy B, Eric D. Let's go.
Okay, Izzy B and Eric D.
And by the way, I just want to say real quick, your introduction was the whole.
Yeah. We just gotta vibe. Gotta be
right.
With life, radiate love.
Oh, I like that.
I got it from Life is Good. Anyways, again, thanks for joining us today. Couple announcements before we start. One, youth ambassador applications have only a month, not even a month, like 3 or 4 weeks left until it closes. So get your applications in. If you have any questions, you can contact me. And yeah, vibe on. So have fun. Also, we are also doing a sticker contest for Herren Project clubs. So get you and your club together, design a sticker, and then submit it by August 31st and see if you can be the Herren Project club sticker for the 2021-2022 school year. I think it's going to be fun. I hope to see some of your designs and that you submit some designs for us because we love stickers. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else. Eric, what's shaking over there?
No, I'm just thinking before we hopped on here, right? We're talking about summertime in a few weeks. Well, not a few weeks, but
the summer's already over.
6-7 months. So, I mean, I'm trying to, after hearing that, I'm trying to get in as much as I can this summer before it's over. I didn't even realize that. I mean, kids that just got out of school, right? It feels like everyone just got out.
I've been out for 9 weeks. I felt like it dragged at first, but now I'm almost done with my internship, and I'm like, have you seen the TikTok where it starts buffering where you're like 8 weeks, this is going to be long, and you're like, we have 1 week left, and then you're like, all of your projects are due next week, and it's just the buffer. I can just see it now. Yeah, I hope everyone got my reference.
What do you you have anything you're looking forward to in the summer? A big event? Anything.
Feel like as a 19-year-old. No. My family and I are going to plan to do a big beach trip towards the end of July.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's so fun. I'm excited.
Little family time. That's all.
Yeah,
that's always good.
We have not been able to go on a family trip, obviously, because due to COVID and everything. So we wanted to do an outdoor activity, and we're going to find a beach out of state, and we're going to go vibe on.
There you go. Oh, out of state. Nice.
Yeah, so we're going to skip out on the Rhode Island beaches because we've been here our whole life. And we're going to go find a beach in Mass, and we're just going to go vibe. How about you?
Well, I'll just throw it out there. Month, getting married. So,
yay!
Yeah. It's to just add right to the pandemic. It's been stress. It's been stressful, but we're getting through it. So it's been a lot on both of us.
Yeah.
But it's definitely it's helped us. What's interesting actually, and this kind of makes me think about going down Avenue or something to where the whole situation with everything, the pandemic, and as I said, me and her, we've been stressed. We've actually gotten closer.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, what they usually say is during uncomfortable times, it brings people together.
Yeah. Right. I mean, not just during the pandemic, I'm sure, and other parts of your life and other parts of my life when someone goes through something, and you maybe help them through something
Mm-hmm.
or just a difficult time. It brings you closer to someone. It's interesting. One of my best friends, we connected on social media through he was going through kind of a hard time, and I was, doing what I was doing on social media with talking about mental health and speaking up and asking for help, and he messaged me, and we legit talk all the time now. We got each other's phone numbers, and through that hard time that person went through, we are now really good friends.
I had a friend develop like that. And like the second half of the pandemic, she was going through like a really hard breakup. I was going through a breakup at the time, and I was, we were posting stuff that really expressed and really resonated with our emotions. She was like, "Girl, are you okay?" And I'm like, "No, I'm just going through a little bit of a hard time right now." And she's like, "I'm like, how about you? Like, I noticed your maybe your posts are just a little too deep." And she was like, "Well, actually," and now we're literally best friends. Like,
See,
it's
look at that. That's
great.
like, you wouldn't, like, seriously, you wouldn't, I guess you could say, you wouldn't think that that's a conventional way for it to happen, or that would even happen, right?
Yeah, because it was almost like well, I'm checking in on you, like, like, I know those posts resonated with me, so what's going on in your life? And
Yeah.
then you just kind of like, it's like it's a good basis of like I'm checking in, even if there was nothing wrong, and maybe you just resonate with it.
Yeah.
But like it opened up this conversation where we were just talking to each other, and we were like immediately so vulnerable. And now she's like my best friend. Like we've been there through each other's 2 a.m. breakdowns, the full nine. And that's also goes to say you can break down, man. Like I'm admitting right here on the screen, I've had 2 a.m. breakdowns. Is it healthy? It's a way to get my emotions out. That's how I'm gonna phrase it.
2 a.m. breakdowns. I've had multiple breakdowns in a day, right? Oh,
I feel so bad for laughing at that, but I feel like
no,
I
no, 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 no. We can laugh at we can laugh at it, right? We can, but like it's just the truth, right? Talk about
yeah.
vulnerability. That's just, but as you said, it helped me, right? It helped me get through it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There have been some times during the past 15, 16 months to where, breakdown in the morning, afternoon stress, breakdown at night. It's always just like the whole day, the whole
Yeah.
day.
You wanna
It's
know
just,
what? Like during that time it was like, oh my God, I feel so pathetic. But then like now you kind of laugh at you're like, I don't know what? I got through that time because I let my emotions out. I didn't
yeah,
suppress them. I got through it because I was expressing myself. I was trying to let emotions out. I was releasing and I was emptying out my mental capacity. Obviously, I was overloaded. My mental capacity was really, really stressed out. Not stressed out, not my mental capacity was over flooded,
yeah,
and I need something to express it. Crying isn't unhealthy, holding it in is. So
yeah.
you're not weak or pathetic for breaking down. You're actually releasing your emotions and you're opening up a gateway to either ask for help or to just be vulnerable. So really, like now you're probably like, you know what? Like I got through that. I'm just gonna laugh about it because if you can't laugh at yourself, who's gonna laugh at you? So trust me, I've been there where I'm like, I can do it, I'm doing good, and then I'm like, I dropped the plate. My day's done. I'm over this. I need to go cry and decompress in my bed. And, it's just like, haha, like good times, man.
I agree. Well, it's funny you say that because when I was gonna say burying your emotions, right? Like so many, you just brought it up, suppressing your emotions. So many people do it, and they don't talk about it because we're afraid of judgment. But look what happened, right? Now I'm not saying this is gonna happen every time, but look what happened when you were expressing yourself through social media, right? Look what happened when somebody reached out to me because they saw some stuff I was posting, right? That's not the first thing you or somebody thinks about when we think about expressing our emotions and talking about what we're going through and letting it out there. And
Mhm.
so that's, you never know what it can lead to.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just you posting something and someone's like, "Oh my goodness, I felt that so hard." And it's kind of almost like a, wow, I don't feel so alone. Like there's someone else who resonated with this post.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And then you're like, "Yeah, I know." Like it really hits deep, man. And then you start getting into this conversation and you're like, "Yeah." And then next thing you know, you're just like best buddies. And or you just completely like even if you don't become best buddies at the end of the day, it was like a sense of like, you're not the only person who feels like that. You're not the only person who
Yeah.
resonated with that post. Social media, while everyone says it has a lot of bads and it has a lot of negatives, it also has a lot of good. Not only can you make friends, you have a place to, put an outlet, whether it's writing poems or you're sharing posts that resonate with you because that post couldn't have said it any better. And then sometimes you make friends out of it. Like maybe you're following someone who like you like casually knew from high school, and then they're like, wow, man, I really resonated with this post. And then you're like, okay, so maybe like I'm not the only person who feels like this, like, or I'm not the only person who has felt like this. Like there's other people who have gone through this situation, and you're just like, okay, like this hasn't only happened to me, like while my situation's unique, they felt it in some way. They must have gone through something similar, or they must have felt this at some point in their life. And they're strong and they're awesome and they're amazing, and like, they're getting by. So if they can make it out of that, I think I can too. It's kind of like an empowerment. Like I like it. I like it.
It almost reassures you that it's okay, it's normal to be going through what you're going through, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you see that post, and one of the words I was thinking about when we first started talking about this, and we started talking about how I connected with someone you did, was I really feel like I think everything we've been talking about is just all about connecting, right? You connect with someone, they're like, oh, I'm going through something similar, or oh, I'm feeling the same way, right? And then when you connect with someone, it's like, well, they feel safe to
Express
it's
that.
like exactly. It's almost a safe space. Like, all right, well, they're going through it. They're going through something. I'm going through something. So it's okay for me to express what I'm going through to them and to let them know what I'm going through, right?
Or that you are going through something, and that like it's okay, because our lives aren't perfect. Like obviously there are some things that are just not normal to go through, but then there's other things, a breakup, maybe you're having a hard time with academics, peer relationships you're struggling with, maybe you had a falling out with a friend and it was like a really, really bad falling out, things like that. And you find posts and you're like, that really resonated with me. And you share it on your Instagram story, or you just reshare it on Facebook or Twitter, or you retweet it. And someone's like, I felt that. And you're like, either they've gone through it or they're going through it right now. And you're not alone. And it opens up a safe space to be like, yeah, like I really felt this. Like I'm going through something, and this post just really resonated with me. And then next thing you know, you might be in a full blown conversation, and you're like, yeah, like I really needed to hear that. I know there were certain things I would post during the just had a whole. I just died on screen.
Tongue twister. It's a tongue twister.
I know during the pandemic, when I was posting certain things like motivational quotes or something like that, there's people who'd sign and be like, thank you so much. Like I really, really needed to see this. And I'm like, I needed it too. And I figured if I needed it, someone else needed it. And there was people who did. And that's evident. So there's some things now I'm like, what if someone needs to see this today? And I'm like, I'm going to share it. And then next thing you know, someone comes up and they're like, I really needed to see this. Like, thank you. And then they reshare it on their story. And the next thing you know, it's just like huge community domino effect. We're all just resonating with each other. While it might not be negative emotions, while it might not be positive emotions, you have to embrace the negative emotions, because we're not perfect. We're humans. We are meant to feel our emotions, and in order to heal, sometimes you really got to sit through them. You really got to sit through those uncomfortable emotions and feel it instead of suppressing it. And if that's crying, if that's writing it out, if that's learning to acknowledge it and writing it and doing poetry or art, something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, everyone, that's great. Yeah, that was a whole mouthful for you there. That was a whole mouthful right there. Take a breather for a sec. Take a breather. But it's good that you said all those things, because I mean, everybody's different, right? Everyone deals with whatever they're going through, their emotions, their feelings different. Some people like to write. Some people like to get on the phone and talk to somebody. Some people, maybe, as we did in one of our videos, expressive art. Some people like to listen to music. Everybody deals with stuff differently. So, yeah, I think that's big, that you can find what really helps you get through these, you could say, negative emotions, and helps you to kind of turn that around.
Yeah, because sometimes we may not be able to pinpoint what we're feeling, and then we see this post and you're like, that's exactly it. Like there's been times in my life, like most recently, I'm like, I just don't get it. Why would they do that? And then I find this post and I'm like, I get it. Like they couldn't have worded it any better. And then I reshare it, and then someone else is like, "Yeah, me too," and I'm like, "Me too, man." And or I send it to my friend who I connected with because of something like this. She's like, "Man, I felt that too hard," and I'm like, "Girl, we still resonate till this day, and we've been friends for like 9 months now." So, yeah, sometimes it's finding posts on social media that resonate with you to be able to pinpoint those emotions so you can start acknowledging it, because once you see something like that, you start sifting through and you're like, I get it now. Like when I sometimes find that, I'm like, I'm going to journal about this because it's really, I'm breaking down like these thoughts in my head right now. And then I start going through it. And then next thing you know, I'm like, okay, like I feel so much better. Like
Yeah.
this is nice.
Yeah. So that's your thing, journaling, right? There you go.
I love
That's
it.
your thing.
Yeah. Well, that was a good talk.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us today. Hope you enjoyed this discussion. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.